The WHAS11 night team is all new tonight. It's officially Derby Week, and the Pegasus Parade helped kick off the week full of fun in its 69th year.
It makes me so happy. It's such a beautiful place to see.
Tonight, we take you to the sights and sounds from today's Derby Festival celebration. Plus, as the Derby approaches, safety is top of mind for the track, hoping not to repeat last year's dangers.
The surface was good last year. It's even better this year.
Tonight, a look at the safety updates for this year's spring meet. And then, anti-Israeli war sentiment is growing among college campuses, including at Indiana University. This as Hamas released a new video showing alleged hostages asking the Israeli government to negotiate a deal. The latest now at 11. Derby 150 week is here, and the Kentucky Derby Festival is in full swing. Thousands flock downtown celebrating the decades-old Pegasus Parade. And thanks for joining us on the night team. I'm Connie Leonard. It's one of the oldest Derby season traditions that we celebrate. WHAS 11's Connor Steffen and photojournalist Aspen Haster take us to the action on Broadway.
As pageantry paraded west down Broadway.
It is fantastic. It's so much fun to see.
Thousands from all across Louisville and beyond lined the sidewalks, dazzled by the ever-moving show.
Riding things, giving out things, being entertaining.
Now in its 69th year, the Pegasus Parade pulled out all the stops.
What did you think of that one truck that had the flame shooting out of it?
It gave me hints about like the fireworks. It looked like the fireworks, but it didn't have no color. It was only red.
From a flamethrower seated atop a truck to performers of all kinds and a few elected leaders too.
A lot. It means a lot because this is my first time going to a parade like this before with them.
Everyone jockeyed for the best view on the ground, while others decided the best seat in the house was on top of the house. And with Derby season officially underway, is it any surprise the theme today is celebrating Derby 150?
We actually enjoying the parade. This is the 150th parade, so I'm bringing the babies out here.
Buddy, what's been your favorite part so far?
The marching band and spending time with my family.
Lillian, Fedeliga, and Levi are visiting from Columbus, Ohio.
We are here to cheer on the Kentucky Twirlers because they invited Columbus, Ohio Twirlers to come and join them.
The estimated economic impact of the parade alone typically reaches some $20 million.
It makes me so happy. It's such a beautiful place to see, and it's so different than any other time. So I'm glad I had the opportunity to come out, and it's a great time. Louisville is very welcoming.
But the memories made here today are priceless.
Compared to as a child, I just want to mingle with friends, and now I'm creating memories with my children, building a tradition as well.
Reporting from Broadway, Connor Steffen, the WHAS 11 night team, on your side.
And this afternoon, a Derby-themed brunch helped bring awareness to victims of domestic violence. Louisville's 6th annual Roses and Rosé was held at the Olmsted. People there were treated to brunch, wine pools, a silent auction, and a shopping experience. The proceeds from today's event benefit St. Vincent de Paul's Domestic Violence Transitional Housing Program.
I've been here, seen it grow from, what it was 3 years ago to now has just been amazing. We've got about 270 people here today, which is a record for us. And it grows and grows, and we have incredible, community support.
Last year, the program served more than 150 people. 3 out of every 4 people are able to exit the program and get into permanent housing. Well, if you know someone or who is a victim of domestic violence, well, help is available. For more information and services, you can call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233, or you can chat online at thehotline.org. And for local resources, you can call the Center for Women and Families at the number on your screen. And as we count down to Derby 150, one organization is looking to celebrate diversity found at the Run for the Roses. Derby Diversity Week is an opportunity to be inclusive and promote unity throughout the community. There will be a series of events throughout the week aimed at fostering dialogue and collaboration between culturally different groups of people.
And so this week we're celebrating members of the LGBTQI plus community, we're celebrating members of the Latinx community, Hispanic community, women, people of color, and it's conversations around investment and innovation, and we're asking ourselves, how can we leverage this week to better support business and help people grow their businesses.
And most of the events this week will take place at the Black Jockey's Lounge on 4th Street downtown near the Mercury Ballroom. If you'd like to see a complete list of events and their venues, head to our website, WHAS11.com. Well, Churchill Downs is hoping newly renovated spaces will draw more guests to the Derby than ever before. In the last 3 years, Churchill has updated or renovated the Homestretch Club, the First Turn, and the paddock area for improved guest experiences. And during an investor call this week, Churchill officials said they're already looking at what they can bring to the track for next Derby.
We are also evaluating an intriguing smaller project for the 2025 Derby that will enhance the guest experience in another portion of our venue. We anticipate that this will be a capital investment in the range of $60 to $80 million and have a payback of 6 to 8 years.
The hope from Churchill Downs is to learn from the guest experience at the newly renovated paddock area and continue to bring something new to Churchill every year. Well, in other news tonight, Zonton Fire responded to multiple calls for service early this morning, including a car in a lake. Fire officials say the car has a manufacturer recall where the transmission may shift into neutral on its own, and they believe that's what forced that car into the lake. Zonton Fire says that the sole occupant of the vehicle was able to safely escape that car. Meanwhile, one person was injured after a fire in Shively this afternoon. Fire officials responded to a mobile home on 7th Street just before 12:30. That fire caused heavy damage to the home and some damage to the property next door. One person who was inside was taken to the hospital with what officials are calling minor injuries. Louisville Arson is investigating. Well, President Biden spoke to the Israeli Prime Minister today discussing the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. This, as video released by Hamas, shows 2 hostages still being held in Gaza speaking to the camera. This is the second video released by Hamas in 4 days. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burdrich has more from Jerusalem.
Israel continues its military operation in Gaza, even as international pressure grows for both sides to reach a deal for a ceasefire. Secretary of State Antony Blinken traveling to Saudi Arabia this week as negotiations between Hamas and Israel move into a critical phase. The Biden administration says Blinken will be pushing for a 6-week ceasefire.
And what we're hoping is that after 6 weeks of a temporary ceasefire, we can maybe get something more enduring in place.
Protesters in Israel have been demanding the hostages be brought home. The calls growing louder following Hamas videos showing 2 hostages seen for the first time in captivity. 47-year-old Israeli citizen Omri Miran and Israeli-American Keith Siegel.
ואני רוצה למסור למשפחה שלי שאני מאוד אוהב אתכם.
64-year-old Siegel seen with his head shaven and speaking under duress.
יש לי זיכרונות מאוד מאוד יפים מפסח בשנה שעברה, שחגגנו כולנו ביחד. ואני מאוד מקווה.
Siegel's wife Aviva was held with him in Gaza for 51 days. She was released in November during a previous ceasefire and hostage deal. After seeing the new Hamas video, she and her daughters released this message. Keith, I love you. We will fight until you return. Meanwhile, the Israeli military has released a video of onshore preparations along the Gaza coast as the US military works to install an offshore temporary pier to bring in large shipments of humanitarian aid to Gaza. Tom Sufi-Burdrich, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Here at home, protests against the war are expanding. At Indiana University in Bloomington, 23 more people were arrested yesterday. The protesters have been in the Dunn Meadow area since Thursday, demanding the university cut ties with any companies or lobbying groups that support the Israeli government. Protesters have set up tents there, which according to the school's website is against policy. However, protesters argue that the policy was put in place overnight Wednesday in an effort to discourage the protesters. Yesterday afternoon, police gave verbal warnings to remove the tents before sweeping through the area, arresting those 23 people.
I could not believe that this was happening. This is something you see on the news. Like, I saw it happening at Columbia, and I never believed it would happen here in Bloomington, Indiana. It was terrifying.
In total, 56 people have been arrested during those protests. Their charges range from criminal trespass to resisting arrest. This week, the FTC voted to enact a nationwide ban on non-compete agreements, which prevents workers from switching jobs to work at a rival company. And that ban means workers applying for a new job wouldn't be forced to sign a non-compete. And almost all existing non-compete clauses would be voided. The FTC says the ban will boost workers' wages by up to $488 billion over 10 years because they would be free to seek out better paying jobs.
So the agency found that the result of this was that employees were required to either take jobs in other areas where they might not have as much expertise and therefore make less money, or not be able to find jobs, or have to move to different geographical locations to find employment from someone who was not a competitor.
But now the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is already challenging the ban. The country's largest business lobby says the FTC lacks power to adopt sweeping rules like the ban, saying they are only empowered to enforce existing antitrust laws passed by Congress. The lawsuit says companies will face substantial legal costs attempting to protect their investments if the ban goes into effect.